What's up, everybody? Welcome back to an illustrious and exciting, a wonderful Cantina Hour. Yes, this is our brand new Cantina Hour. It's not so new. This is like our third time trying it, right? Cantina Hour. That's what we've named this. We decided to go ahead and do like a live kind of, I guess it's a bullshit hour, man. We're going to have different people coming from breweries. We have some breweries that want to hop on. So we're going to chat with some breweries. Like Two Silos is going to be on a couple weeks. Lauren and I gives us a chance to maybe do some beer news, some comic book news, just kind of chat, drink a good beer, and hang out. So welcome to that. First things first, though, if you guys could do us a favor, go ahead to do the like, subscribe, share, follow, all of that good stuff, man. You can share it directly to wherever. Help us out, help us grow. And the more you interact here, the more we get to do this and the more we get to just have fun, man. So we really appreciate you guys following along. We have a really cool episode tonight. Christian and James from Fugitive Poems, they've been guest friends. They're really friends of the show at this point. They're going to come through. They're going to talk some of their comic books. We're going to drink some beer and we're going to have a really good time. So we really appreciate you guys coming out. I am drinking, however, from Benchtop Brewing out of Richmond and Norfolk. They started out in Norfolk area. It's called the Baby Brachiosaurus. Man, I am illiterate, but
Brachiosaurus?
no, it's not. No, it's not how you say it. See,
Or is it like
it's
Brachiosaurus or something?
something like that, man. It's a wicked good, IPA. It's got this like little fancy little dude on it. Like I don't know if you can really see it, but he's got a little beard and hipster haircut, as they do, right? It's an IPA. It's 6%. It's made with barley malt, white wheat malt, Vienna malt, flaked oats, flaked wheat, strata hops, and galaxy hops. Honestly, you get a lot of really good a lot of the yeast, the malts smell out of it. I'm drinking in my Pim glass that I got from Disneyland. So that's kind of what I'm sipping on right now. Lauren, throw it to you. What is up? What are you drinking?
So I'm actually drinking the beer I drank last week, Tulpa Effect from Tactical Brewing, New England IPA, Cashmere, Vic Secret, and Meridian hops. Big fan of Tactical, big fan of their New Englands. However, I have a Two Roads on deck. So this is one from Stacy called Fruity Juicy. It is a hazy IPA at 7.2%. And that is the only real description on here. But
Ooh, there's not really a whole lot there. It's
no,
just
there's really not.
it's just
Says-
things and stuff.
Yep, things and stuff. Things, and I'll give a little bit more description when I open that one, but I'm finishing up this one for the time being.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show. And we have a guest. We have a guest hanging out with us. So let's go ahead, throw it to our guest. Christian, what's up, man? Welcome back to the show. What are you drinking? How you've been?
Been awesome. Really excited to be here. And I am I may have made a mistake this evening. I wanted to get something fun and funky for you guys. So I got Dragon's Milk Triple Mash, part of their
Oh, it's
milk reserve.
Dragon's Milk.
I don't know if you know Dragon's Milk.
Oh, yeah. I
But-
know Dragon's Milk.
Apparently, this is an 18.7. So if I'm like slurring and falling out of the chair in a little while, we know why.
It's fine, man. It's fine. And you know what? As you finish up your beer, we have a fourth member hanging out in the green room. Let's bring to the stage our friend James. What's up, my guy? How are you doing tonight?
What's up, guys? Sorry, I was sitting on the wrong link. Sitting in Google Room, like, what's going on here?
Oh, you're totally good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, we're here. We're here. We just got things started. Christian just introduced his beer. So do you got anything drinking good over there tonight? How you doing?
I do. One out special. Got a local brewery up here, Two Roads.
Hey, I
Roads.
got
I got some
Two
out in
Roads
the
right here.
fridge.
Oh, cheers.
Look at that.
Shout out to
Cheers.
our friend Stacy. Her
This is a sour.
yeah, her husband actually brews over at Two Roads, man. They have really good stuff.
Fiance.
Two Roads did a great. Me and my buddy Bruno went there for a Rosemary's Baby.
Oh
They-
god, so
She
good.
sent us that one, yeah.
When they made Rosemary's Baby, they did a screening of the movie Rosemary's Baby with all these food trucks around and beer, and it was amazing. It's a great place.
Wasn't that was
man.
like a barrel-aged pumpkin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? That's really good. Yeah, she sent us some of that, and man, it's cheers everybody in the chat. If you're in the chat, go ahead, come hang out with us. We're here, and we're having a good time, man. Real quick, I have some
Under the
announcements.
honor. Cheers. That's awesome.
That's a really cool, name. I do have a special announcement actually I want to make tonight because
The honor bottle opener.
you all know that I'm headed to
Four.
GalaxyCon Richmond on March 15th, 16th, 17th. We're going to be there. We have two panels, not one, but two. So Saturday night, we have a panel that's going to be on Batman and the history of Batman. And however, Friday night's panel just got a little bit more as Kyle Higgins. You know him from things like Radiant Black, No One. He's written Batman. He's written a whole bunch of stuff. Well, Kyle Higgins, I just randomly was like, hey, man, so you're going to be at GalaxyCon Richmond? I'm going to be at GalaxyCon Richmond.
What are the
I'm-
odds?
I'm doing a panel that's titled Comics You Should Be Reading. And I was like, why don't you come through this panel? And he said he was in. So Kyle Higgins will
Wow.
be doing our panel Friday night at 8:30. Yeah, they put us, man. We're closing down the show. You know, if you put us at 8:30, that's like when the bands come out and headline. So to me, we're headlining GalaxyCon opening night. So
I love it. Congratulations.
he's amazing. So he's going to come out. He's going to talk some of his comic books. Yeah, like I said, you know him from so many things. So he's going to be out there. He's amazing. So that's some exciting news we got from here. Lauren, do you have any housekeeping, any good news before we kind of dive into Fugitive Poems?
Considering I am not going to AwesomeCon, I do not. I don't have any housekeeping news this week. I believe.
That's crazy. I can't believe you. How
know.
could you?
I'll
Yeah,
be
he
in
did
Puerto
Nightwing.
Rico.
Kyle is the man. Kyle is the man. And we have some people here that are the men. So, you know, James, Christian, people might know you guys. We've had you on, man, multiple times now. You guys are friends of the show. You're family to
We
us.
talked Indiana Jones together. You
We
don't get
totally
much closer
did.
than that.
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
did. We've talked, you know, your past comics, Containment Breach, Indiana Jones. We've talked a lot of good stuff, man. Like, we're just two peas in a pod. And so you guys are continuing something really cool.
Oh, Lauren's got
Lauren does have it. Yes.
it. I love you, Lauren.
It's not in great condition because my son dumped water on it, but at least the pages didn't get
Oh,
ruined.
Ah,
Oh,
kids,
Nothing
man.
was stuck together.
having 3 children of my own, I'm well aware of how that happens.
Usually if it's
Yeah.
stuck together, it's for a
It's
whole
not.
other reason.
Well, sometimes when it gets just wet from water, that can happen. But I got it quick enough that it was okay.
Well, good. But yes, we are going to be talking. So, you know, why don't you guys kick us off with catch us up, man? How's the rollout for Containment Breach been? What have you guys kind of been up to in the meantime?
Things are happening, and it's awesome. We're getting Containment Breach 4 out into the world. There's been a big call for Containment Breach 3, which is cool because they're sort of sisters. They're as a project. We made them both at the same time, and we're getting a lot of traffic to our website. And that's if you want Containment Breach Volume 3, and as Lauren has Containment Breach Volume 4, I don't have it right next to me, or Containment Breach Volume 2. They're all available on fugitivepoems.com in the store. And they're awesome reads. We know that because people are responding. It's the coolest thing about sending out the books is getting the responses back. And we're getting incredible responses. People loving the stories, loving the wild ideas that are in there and the shocking nudity. So we've been doing that. And then we're also, we've just signed 3 different teams to Fugitive Poems. We're going to produce their comics, and they're going to be on our website, and they're going to be all kinds of places. And Tom Lynett just came into the chat, and Tom Lynett is featured very heavily in Containment Breaches 2 and 3, and he is a fantastic letter. I see Jonathan. Wait till I tell my wife. Jonathan is her coworker who is now writing comics and rocking it. Is in the chat as well.
Awesome.
So, like I said, we're getting these killer responses. I could not possibly be happier. And I got to say, before I turn it over to James,
What's up, Tom?
the work that James is
John.
doing, what he did with Pervert and Moon on in Containment Breach 4, which is our Nazi werewolf story, the work that he did on that brought this SOB to life like you wouldn't believe. It was an idea that actually started with James. He had read an article in the Smithsonian Magazine, and we took it, we ran with it, we bullshitted about it for a while, and I knocked out a script, and holy shit, did he bring our Nazi werewolves to life as well as a skinwalker. And there's a crazy conflict in there. And I remember every time I got pages from it, which is the coolest thing about being a writer, is getting pages from the artist. And you're just like, this is fucking happening. It's happening. It's real. This is some bullshit in my head and it's real. So before I handed it over to James, I just had to say he has been killing it. He's got that and Dragging Aggie in Volume 4, which couldn't be a more different style, and the man can do anything. So, ladies and gentlemen, James Lyons.
Solo this man.
So I actually sent some pics of Purviton Moon over to you guys before we started. It was a little late, but I hope you got them so we can take a look at
We
those.
did indeed. Let me head to the good old. So we did get the teaser right here. So for folks, Purviton Moon, James sent over some things here, and man, the artwork is pretty fantastic here. So what can you tell us about Purviton Moon?
So so this is the cover. If you go one more, the second one, I believe.
Oh no, I wasn't able to put all of them in time, but I could do that.
Oh, okay. All right.
You keep talking. So, I got this.
Okay. So the first one that I put in is actually a bottle or a caplet container of Purviton. It was a Nazi era drug that they not only gave the soldiers, it's actually available on the open market, but it was basically the German version of crystal meth. So that was kind of Christian's contribution to this story. Christian told my side where I had read about this werewolf brigade towards the end of World War II. It was like they were defending the homeland at this point, and or the fatherland, I guess they'd call it. And they had kind of run out of elite soldiers, so this was a mix of retired soldiers and kids and so forth. But they obviously it was enough to sell me was that it was called the Werewolf Brigade, and I'm like,
there we go.
There we go. So that's actually one of the ads for Purviton. Like I said, it was actually commercially available as well.
They were housewives were taking this stuff to get their housework done.
This was really
getting a rise in the afternoon.
It was like World War II, like Adderall for housewives.
Basically, it's just meth. It was
more like crystal meth than Adderall.
Oh my gosh!
They were using it the whole time. That was actually a big part of the Blitzkrieg as well. When they went around the Maginot Line in like 5 days, they were high as kites when they did it.
Yeah,
so
that's amazing.
People were like, how are we going to get these tanks to France through the Ardennes without being seen? These soldiers are going to have to rest. And the Nazis were like,
we have news for you.
What if they don't have to rest? What if they're so tweaked out of their fucking minds that the tanks never stop?
Yeah.
So between those two sort of ideas, Christian put together a hell of a story. A typical fugitive poem story. There's violence in there, and I kept the PG page on here. I got a couple of folders for you.
There's one more shot right there. We do have a couple.
That's our title page there.
Okay.
So that's our preview for the story of Purviton Moon. So
and our hero is also courtesy of James. I had a couple ideas for the hero, and then James says, what if he's a skinwalker? What if he's a Native American and he's a skinwalker? And God, we got
that kind of like got the gears turning a little bit.
We got to slash up Nazis. And that was so amazing and wonderful.
Well, like anytime you get to like slash up some Nazis, I mean, that's always a good time because I feel like it almost feels like it's a lost art these days. And you see them all over the place, like the Tennessee House, take that for what you will, not to get too crazy political, but really like not to get all old man yelling at the sky, but I remember when I was old enough to remember when we used to punch Nazis. And that's kind of what you guys get to do here is
absolutely
good old fashioned Nazi punching, Nazi killing. Really makes me think of like Inglourious Bastards, right? We got one job and one job only, and that's killing Nazis.
That's right.
I also feel like it's like the one type of person, not real monster, even though they are monsters, that you're allowed to get away with whatever you want to do. You can be as brutal as you want to be.
Anything to them. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can. And that's the beauty. So I imagine that also gives you guys a little bit more free reign too when creating your comic. It's like, guys, we can get as gnarly as humanly possible because you know what? People are going to cheer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Who doesn't love a dead Nazi?
to quote Indiana Jones, Nazis, they hate these guys.
Exactly.
There you go. It comes full circle.
It does. It does. Back to the Indiana Jones. So that is awesome. I mean, yeah, Lauren has the book there, the artwork, and especially James. Anytime I know that your hands are involved in any sort of art, we're gonna get some really good pages and things like that. So, what were some of the fun things that you got to draw here? Did you push your limits at all? Is there anything that you're like, man, I really want to try this in this issue?
Oh yeah, one of the things that challenged me is I've always said that I loved werewolves, but it's not something that I drew a lot. So really devising all the workups on the werewolves, of which there's a couple of different types, without giving away too much of the story. They working on the anatomy, and it's funny. There's so many different types of werewolves and lore that I was able to find all these different kind of inspirations and stuff out there. So that typical European style werewolf, and there's the Hollywood werewolf. There's the whole new realm of the anime type of werewolf.
Oh yeah.
So I just delved into it, kind of almost like I research anything, and looked at a lot of not only more modern stuff, but historical pictures and so forth. And I always like to put some reality into things. I research everything. Like I was boring Christian to death with all different Nazi insignia on the jackets and so forth, and to the point where I think he thought I was converting or something.
He's like, I'm a little worried about where you're going right now.
So I'm like, I'm talking about the stars on the sides of their lapels and all this stuff. So I really like to get into it. So if you're into that kind of thing, you can take a look at the Lugers that I drew, and they're all very correct and everything. I don't like I mean, not that I look down at people, but I can't stand it when I look at a comic and there's some gun and I'm like, that would never fire.
Well, it's the details that really
a lot of people can go ahead.
No, go ahead, Lauren.
No, I was just going to say, you can often tell when somebody didn't do research. Like, we did have one guest one time ever, and we ended up having to delete it. And I could tell that no research was done. And I asked, did you have to research since it was a time period piece? And he was like, no.
Yeah, we were very young in our podcast days. We were like, all right, we read the comic.
We did no research on the guest.
It was very early on. Everybody starts somewhere, and so we were essentially like, so what did you do to research this? And they're like, yes.
Also, if you're researching it, you have more heart, and that shows unintentionally. Like it means it's a passion project and you're really wanting it to be really good, and I think that naturally comes through.
You want to know how deeply we researched? James and I were trading photos back and forth from online of people.
Look, we don't need to know what kind of photos you're trading online. That's okay.
What if I said Richard instead of well, anyway. We found this medical condition that makes people hirsute on the face, and that it was a big deal. These are the people that were the dog-faced boy in the circus, and we found that there was a painter in Germany who had made a whole study. And do we want the werewolves to look like that? What about depilatation, where people go out of their way to remove that hair? I mean, we looked from werewolf Hollywood all the way to real life hair conditions. Extreme hair conditions to find the right look for these werewolves and the right storyline, which is, that's I'm looking for what details are real. To me, research, Mark Twain said, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. And I am a huge believer in that. But I also believe that the more truth you have in the story, the better the fiction is. They say that a great liar, only 8% of what they're saying is a lie. The other 92% is true, is based in fact, right? And I feel that way as a writer.
Equivocating.
Yeah, the more that I can absolutely, I only did that.
If only I researched as hard as I did in high school, the way I research now, especially for this podcast, man, the way in places I could go.
Well, that's the proof positive of passion, right? Once you get on something you want to be a part of, well, then shit, you'll do all the work. Yeah. I don't want to think about anything else but what I'm writing in my comics. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Nor should you. I mean, it really comes down to like you find that thing that you love. And I think for you guys, like it's the stories that you're telling. You absolutely love what you're doing. And it shows within the page. I mean, like James is saying, it's the minute details down to the tattoos. For you, it's the hair. You know, like we're looking up hair conditions. And that's 100% right, man. I mean, research never ends, nor should it. We're always looking to learn new things.
Yeah.
And I can kind of attribute that. I've been on like a real history kick lately. I don't know what it is. But my wife's like, I'm a little concerned because I'm like, oh, like I live in like the Confederate heart of America. Like, fuck all of them, right? But to me, I'm like, oh, this is where they kept so and so captive. This is where this. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, well, it's important to like understand this stuff. And then in the long term, you also get smarter. So
Absolutely.
I could have taught quantum physics course during Loki. Yeah.
Dude, 100%. I
absolutely.
just finished reading Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by DeGrasse Tyson. And I was thinking about Loki like half the time. They did so much cool stuff with that show. And really thinking about these time concepts in a scientific level. In fact, for River, which James and I have been working on, I read Time Travel in Einstein's Universe. No, Time Travel in Einstein's I think Universe by Richard Gott, who's a famous physicist who really got into the idea of time travel, but in a really realistic way. Not delightful like Doc Brown.
There's no 88 miles an hour in Einstein's.
No.
You're gonna see some shit if you get to 88 miles.
What do you mean I don't have to drive a car 88 miles an hour to go back in time? Wait a second.
I keep explaining to the cops I'm not speeding. I'm doing a science.
I'm a scientist. Then you get arrested for having plutonium.
I don't know how, but they found me, Marty.
I promise you, I'm not a Russian spy.
I hit 88, but I couldn't get the 1.21 gigawatts.
So close.
But I totally forgot what I was just saying. Forget about it.
Sorry.
You're talking about Einstein's book. You dove into the book.
All this stuff. I've got a book over here, The God Particle, another one about warp passages. We're doing this ridiculous time travel story where these Pennsylvania cops end up eventually in the ancient Aztec world. And I am doing all this research on what could give possible reality to my absolute bullshit. And I love it. Just throw in enough terminology. If I understand enough about how the time travel would work, then maybe I can fuck with it in a way that'll give people a new way of reading this and seeing this.
I was gonna say, if I could time travel, the Aztecs are like the last place I feel like I'd want to go.
They don't go on purpose, trust me.
I mean, that's one of the last places I'm going. However, but like one of the cool things, I mean, is that, like you said, if you can like get somebody involved in some way, like make up your bullshit to believe your bullshit, that's the fun. Like that's the point of stories, right? Like there is always truth in fact based in fiction. And so, man, like have fun with time travel. Have fun with like the liberty of killing Nazis. Have fun with whatever story. I mean, you've read some of my book. Like I'm talking about beer and giving you superpowers, which of course it obviously does, especially when they're 18.2%. But
there are things I can do after a few beers I would never do before.
I'm feeling him right now.
Like talk to a girl.
I'm pretty sure I can fly.
Like talk to a girl. I don't have a problem talking to a girl.
21-year-old me could talk to girls after a couple beers.
You don't know what it sounded like to them, but to you, it was suave as fuck.
To me, I was spitting absolute fire. Listen, it somehow worked. I'm married with kids. Listen, I promise you. But as mentioned in the chat, we're like, and you also talked about like the river. So we're going from Permanent Moon to the river. What can you tell us about the river and the team that worked on this one?
I'm going to hand this over to James. He is the team.
So this is actually a story that we started some time ago. It started. So we're going to do how many issues, Christian? 5?
I think 5. Yep.
5 issue arc. So this is going to be our first sort of foray into a full length story. We've been doing shorts, and
Yeah.
you know that the short that we did
Damn, that's good.
for River was actually an 8-page story that was supposed to just be a short story at the end, and it was from one of Christian's one-sentence story contests that he does with his students.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
What was the line, Christian? I always forget the exact one.
I don't remember the exact line. So what I do, I'd have to look it up. So what I do with my students is I have them do 1-sentence stories, which is a whole cool thing. You can look it up. It's a neat concept. And instead of having to write whole essays and get to grammatically proof it all and they get bored, I can actually help them with their grammar 1 sentence at a time with 1-sentence stories, and they're more interested because they're delivering fiction. They're having fun.
Mhm.
But whenever they do it, I do it. So what I'll do is I'll give them a prompt on the board. They'll write me a 1-sentence story somehow involving a screwdriver. They all write about tools. I write about
I was going to say the
oranges.
drink or the tool.
I write about
Okay.
vodka and
I
orange.
was thinking vodka and orange juice, honestly,
Exactly.
but that's just where my mind's at.
And then what I
Right,
do is
right,
I'll
you
get
got
like
it.
5 or 10 of them, right?
Mhm.
And then I'll say, all right, write me a 1-sentence story somehow involving all 10 of these things. And they're like, what? And they sit down and they're furiously working on it. And I did one. And I got this idea about the cops investigating a drug war, and they discover a
Ooh.
refrigerator full of heads. And I just putting the words together that came up. So I come back to our office and I tell James about it. And I think it was James that said something like, what if it was his own head? I don't remember exactly how it went. I'm like, what if it was his own head? And the next thing you know, I'm writing a script. And we write the script. This is our first completed foray, right, James? That is our first one. And we release it into the wild for free on fugitivepoems.com, where you
Okay.
can get the Containment Breach series right now. And I'll sign it and send it to you. And we put it out into the wild, and I start getting all these responses in. And everyone's like, what happens next? And I'm like, that's it. It's the short. It's over.
What do you mean what happens next? It was
Yeah.
only a short. It wasn't meant for what happens
No,
next. I don't know. I didn't think that far.
Shut up. It's over. You should just be like, oh, that happened and be done with it. 100%, Matt. So I'm sitting there in my living room watching a movie that I'm not paying any attention to, furious that I have failed in this short story venture. And then suddenly my brain clicks and goes, wait, these motherfuckers want more? Fuck it. It's like 2 a.m. I go to the computer and I write 2 more episodes. And I email them. I'm a little drunk. I email them to James.
That's how we get half our guests on. I email them a little drunk.
Yeah, exactly. I
Your
email them to James.
superpower.
I'm like, dude.
See, my superpower is reaching out to guests.
I'm like, dude, if these suck, never speak of it. Don't even tell me you got the email. And we'll both pretend. And the next day I get a call and he's like, these are pretty good. And I'm like, are they? Because I don't even remember. I wrote them in a fucking fugue state.
You're like, of course they're good. I know that.
And
I know. I wrote them.
That became this series. And James gets my scripts. If you go back to that last picture you had on, the in color one.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
James
coming
gets
in
these
hot.
scripts. And if you look at the infinity, the 2 infinity signs coming off of his arms, that was all James putting these different concepts together. He reads my scripts on this whole other level of visuals and symbolic meaning. And this is what I've got. This is the glory of my existence, is getting to work with James and giving him my shit. And he comes up with this page with the bleeding bubbles in the background and this stoned out dude in the front. I had these concepts in the script in basic form. This is one of my favorite pages I've ever seen in any comic anywhere. And it's all James. So
I
that's
gotta throw something on here real quick. Lauren, I just gotta say, Megan has some words for you. You're having a good hair day. Look at you.
I straightened it.
Did you wash and condition today?
I wash and condition every day. It's too humid down here. You gotta
That's
wash
true.
your hair every
That
day.
is
At
true.
least I do.
Shout out to Megan in the chat real quick because I didn't. Sorry, Christian. I didn't mean to change gears. So
no,
fast.
I'm saying hi to
I
Megan.
saw her pop in. Megan is actually going to be my unofficial co-host for my 2 panels in Richmond. I have replaced Lauren. Breaking news: Lauren has been kicked off the podcast after tonight. I have a new host.
I had a good run.
Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. And
But her hair
Megan,
is so good.
not even a good hair day could save Lauren
My
from the
hair's too good for this
inevitable.
podcast now. I got to go back to the messy buns to come back.
Lauren decided Puerto Rico was a little more important than this podcast.
My
with her
husband and I are
something about an
celebrating
anniversary.
13 years, so yeah.
Here's
Oh,
my
there, I
hair.
like the
Did I
hair.
make
There
it
you
look
go.
even better?
Perfect.
I mean, come
Hey,
on.
and I'm catching up with you with the gray too, man. I got streaks of gray.
Oh,
I'm letting
what
it
are you
all
talking
go.
about? I don't have any gray.
Me
But
neither.
shout
I
out
was
to
just kidding.
Megan.
That was a joke.
I did find some white hairs today. I'd rather be gray hair than bald is always
Isn't
my
that
big
so
thing.
cute?
But
Matt found a couple gray
I
hairs.
did. It's guys,
Just
big things are
precious.
happening. But no, shout out to Megan. She will be my host. She will be my partner in crime the entire weekend. So make sure, real quick, go follow the Mediaverse in Vigilantes podcast. Check them out. They're doing Max and Megan are awesome human beings. They have also joined the Nerd Initiative team. But back to the river. James, let's talk about this a little bit because we have this color image here, and then a couple of the other artworks is we got some black and white. So what's the vibe from this story going to be like?
Yeah, if you go to the one other one, I think it's marked as 1. There's actually the refrigerator scene at the top there.
Oh gosh,
Yep.
I don't remember which one it is. Oh no, I've clicked on the 3 you sent me.
Yeah, click on the.
This is awkward, Matt.
Yeah,
This is real awkward, guys. This is getting
black and
weird.
white.
Let me see. Those are the 3 you sent me. That's what I have in here. It's not this one.
That one.
Okay, this one. Perfect. See, I knew I had it.
All right, don't touch. All right, so now we got
Hands off the keyboard.
if you look upstairs there's a really old refrigerator there, and they're unbagging heads. So that's that goes right to that 1 sentence story that we were talking about.
Oh, it's connected.
Yeah, we did the first. They're not full issues, but that one is about 8 pages. We actually have started to name the sub issues after parts of a river. So the overarching name is River. The second book is called Distributary. The third one is called Delta. And I forget what the other ones are.
Distributary is next, and I forget what the last one is because I'm not there yet.
What brought about the whole river? I'm gonna have you guys talk about this river, and I'm grabbing an extra beer. Just FYI to everybody. So whoever starts talking gets the solo shot.
Matt, can you grab me one?
Of course. Oh yeah, I got you. Which one? I got a whole fridge right behind me, right here. See this little bad boy? That's full of beer. That's right.
Dealer's choice, man. Einstein said that time is like a river, and that you could step in or out at any point. The river keeps moving, and if you move up the shore, you can go into the future. And if you move down the shore, you can go into the past. It was a metaphor. It wasn't science-y, but it was this concept of time as a river, and it really, really struck me. And I'm not going to say his name because I'm going to pronounce it wrong. There's another great scientist.
That's my favorite pastime.
The same thing. Miko Kikuchi is what I've got in my head. I don't know if that's right.
That's a fun name.
I'm not, I couldn't fact check you. I have no idea.
Like someone to party with.
Oh, yeah. Here it is. It's not. It's me. I should not have thrown Kuchi in there. It's Michio Kaku.
That's still fun to say.
Michio Kaku. He took that in this whole other direction. What do we got there?
We got a Firefly Lamp Hazy IPA. It is from Nansemond Brewing Station, and this is actually out of Suffolk, Virginia. First time having this brewery. I saw them at Total Wine, had to grab.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
I'm not either. I do have a waffles syrup one in there that I could have passed through if we could use the Force, like in the Rise of Skywalker. The only thing I remember for that movie is just here, use the Force. I would have got you one of those because it tastes just like waffles on a Saturday morning. Delicious.
Every fat cell in my body, which is 98% of my body, just went nuts and described that.
Oh, it's just God,
that was dirty talk as far as my entire cellular structure is concerned.
I want a
you-
stout.
I'm still the freak who's not nuts about IPAs.
Oh, and you know what?
That's
So
not
then
an
that-
uncommon thing.
I just
it's not.
can't. I've tried.
But-
Now, weirdly, I like double and triple IPAs, but I don't
Do
like
you like the
IPAs.
hazies though?
I don't know. I haven't really connected with the hazies either. But again, I'll drink a double, I'll drink a triple, and I'll enjoy it. But a regular IPA does not do something for me.
Yeah,
The
this is just a
triple
hazy
sometimes
IPA right here. So Lauren actually would die for this one. I mean, she would probably give every cell in her body for this one.
Those are my. I don't have fat cells. I have beer cells.
I'll get you a beer box soon. It's good. I love everything except for Pilsners. Personally, I'm
Interesting.
not a Pilsners guy. There's something about it that just doesn't. There's no flavor there, I guess. And if I don't know, if I'm gonna drink calories, I want to have taste.
Got like a nice German pilsner though. Like German
Yeah.
beers still have flavor.
Yeah,
You just gotta have the
I
right
like
pilsner. I mean, not like a Miller Lite.
for a lager.
Well, yeah, I do love a good lager. I love just about every beer, but yeah, Pilsner's just never resonated with me.
Lauren, you got to try the Miller High Life. It's much better.
I've had
was-
Miller High Life.
That makes me think of the
I
old
have-
school commercials, like great taste, less filling,
Right.
great taste.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Miller's
God.
High Life is the champagne of beer.
That's
Miller
true.
High Life though is one that a lot of craft beer people still love, and like we'll be
Yeah,
like, "Oh, we're tailgating.
true.
I'm bringing a case of Miller High Life." I have one friend who, he hasn't done this in a while, but he used to do it all the time. Anytime he would like bring me beer, like he'll stop by and be like, "Oh, here, these are I bought a 4-pack. I thought you'd like one," and he would always add a Miller High Life to it. And I'm like,
Oh,
I
boy.
don't want these. Like, this was Ian. I'm like, take them out of
Oh
my
boy.
fridge. He has not done it in a while.
Oh, Ian, how we've come.
That- that's
Patrick
Bobby
also
Lauren, huh?
loves. Patrick's a big High Life guy. That's his marathon beer. If I'm going on like a bender,
I
like
love
if I'm
High
like
Life.
tailgating, I'm probably gonna get like a Yingling, a lager. To be honest with you, that's probably my marathon beer.
I was like, I tailgate with hazies.
All right, we get it. You're
We need
better
to
than
hang.
us.
We need to-
Well, funny enough, so since we've actually last had you guys on the show, I have since relocated and I am now 30 minutes outside of Richmond, Virginia. So I am not terribly far down the road from where you guys are at. And I've been trying to make my way back home to Massachusetts. It hasn't worked. I got here in the end of August. But yeah, so I'm right here in Williamsburg, Virginia. It's not too far from where you guys are at these days. So, I think there might be some hangs in the future.
Yo, dude, we can make it to Massachusetts like nobody's business.
Yeah,
I go
I mean,
to Boston not too infrequently. We can totally meet you in Massachusetts. We can meet you in Boston for a night of nothing we'll remember.
And they have a lot of really good breweries there right now, and the Boston scene in particular has really blown
Matt,
up. Like,
give me some dates. I'll abandon my family.
I'm trying. I'm going to visit my family in Massachusetts because it's a 9-hour drive for me. That's not bad at all. And my dad would come along. You'd love my dad. He's a big metalhead. He's like this short bald dude, got like the biggest beard. He's like the coolest guy on earth. Dude. Oh yeah. We're gonna talk here. Yeah,
How do we
we're
get
gonna
Lauren
talk
there?
Hmm?
Lauren's got to hop a flight.
Lauren's like,
Yes.
who, me? What?
I do need to hop a flight. Yes, we need to plan like a weekend up there because a lot of our friends of the podcast are up there too.
Yeah,
Made
we have a
like a
lot of
big-
New England friends.
Yeah.
And my parents live 10 minutes from Treehouse Brewing, the Tewksbury location in Massachusetts. That's a big one. Trillium's right there in Boston itself. Lots of good beer in Boston. Like Massachusetts invented America. That's all I'll say.
Well, I was up there this summer and I was really impressed with the Sam Adams Brewery. Like I was like they had
That's one of my
great-
favorite tours of all time.
Yeah, the tour was so fun.
I was never a huge Sam Adams fan. And then they kicked out the stops, man. And they started putting out all these crazy different variations. And now I buy Sam more than I buy a lot of other things.
Sam's really good to like cook with. I like cooking with like the Boston Lager. I like their summer packs because they're good. Like sit on the porch, go out and mow the lawn with
Their winter log.
beers. Micah said he'd go to Boston. See, we're all going to ship up to Boston, man.
We're shipping up to Boston?
It's going to happen.
I'm still
Except for
waiting
he can't.
for-
He's uninvited.
We need to
He's-
drink
he's
around
out.
the world. Everybody
Cool.
needs to go to Epcot.
Cold Snap
there-
is great. I love Fezziwigs. Old
I
Fezziwig.
do.
Oh yeah.
I
You know,
do.
I
Like,
don't know if I've had a Fezziwig. I know I hear people
Very-
talk about it every Christmas.
Cherry wheat. They come out.
Yeah.
Those are good. And
See,
they have a new one like a blonde ale, which is really good.
I definitely get the whole like I like beer with flavor, just not flavored beer. Like I do understand when people are telling me like they don't like sours or something. I get it because there's like
I
sometimes an
love sours.
overabundant. I do too, but when
Yeah.
someone's like, I don't like this because it doesn't taste like a beer, I'm like, all right, I can get that. You don't want all the fruit.
No,
You
it
don't want all
doesn't
the
taste like a
adjuncts in your
watered
beer.
down shitty beer.
No. I want a for real. My buddy Bruno, second shout out, was a beer connoisseur. The question he always asks is, "Does it pucker your asshole?" That's a real sour.
Well, that's the thing. You can't blanketly say I don't like sours because sours range from tasting like vinegar to tasting like a milkshake and everything in between. So that's I
100%.
don't like the ones that I guess make your asshole pucker. So I will ask, is it smoother or is it like mouth puckering? But maybe I should try that new phrase. But yeah, I like the weirdly I
It's gonna
like the
have you
ones that
looking like the
have, like,
Dune popcorn bucket before long.
oh Jesus Christ.
If I can bring some class, I'm happy to do it.
But the ones that
He
have like
has some class.
marshmallow or vanilla in them to like counteract
Really?
that sour tend to be good, but not if they're overly sweet.
I love a good marshmallow. I just don't ever want to
Yes,
brew with marshmallow.
because it's a mess.
It's so it's sticky, it's everywhere. It's just marshmallow sucks to brew with because once it melts, it's just everywhere. You can't get it off of anything. Same with like peanut butter. Peanut butter
Guava
is
and
another one.
sours are good. Micah just said
Yeah.
peanut butter. They'll
guava's
do
good.
the powdered peanut butter.
Or
Leonard's-
like blueberry, or a fruit that's not really tart. is good.
Ooh, yeah. I like pineapple, man. If you have like pineapple marshmallow as a sour, honestly, for me, that's gonna do it. And I actually had a Skittles sour yesterday that tasted just like I was eating a bag of Skittles. It was from a Final Gravity Brewing in Richmond.
Wow.
No, it was Final Gravity in Richmond. It was Carrie, my wife. She's not a big beer drinker, but she was all about that beer as well. And man, if done right, I think sours are up there for me. But I know we went on a beer tangent. For anybody who came
That's
from the
what
comic book talk,
Cantina
you're getting
hours for.
Cantina Hour. You're going to get a lot more beer talk in the
Cops
Cantina
and geek,
Hour.
cops and
Honestly,
geek.
like that's just the way it is. Like you're going to get a lot of in Cantina Hour. You're going to expect beer talk. You're going to get comic book talk. You're going to get a lot of just bullshit hour, man. We're going to talk anything and everything. We've been talking fugitive poems, but honestly, with our friends James and Christian here, man, we're just everything's on the table. We're just it's a hangout session. That's what Cantina Hour is.
We have
We're
a
the
lot of
Cantina
alcohol content no matter where we go.
Yeah, listen.
James, that's
It's
blood alcohol content.
a lot of that, man. And you know what makes the best stories is beer as well, man. When you're writing these things. And one thing I do want to ask, because I know we're all music lovers in here. Are there any playlists that run through your head while writing these comic books? So do you have like that one go-to band musician playlist that kind of runs through your brains while you're writing these comics, while you're drawing these comics?
So that I'm gonna hand that over to James first. I'm gonna go into the beer, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Yeah, drawing's a one-man show, so I never draw without music really.
What are you throwing on?
I tend to listen to a lot of Grateful Dead.
Ooh.
I like the there's a YouTube channel. What's it called? I haven't been listening to it in a while. It's all live Dead shows, and the guy tries to like kind of curate the best, not just the best sets that they had, but also the best sound quality. So he gets these amazing high quality ones. Like he tries to find the soundboard music and stuff. It's too bad I can't give him a shout out because it's great. But I'll listen to that, because it's 3 hours, and I think one of the things that's great about the Dead is you can kind of fade in and out on it. Like
Oh yeah.
I'll be concentrating in on something, and all of a sudden something amazing will come out of Jerry's guitar or something, and I'll stop and like, oh my God, what is this?
They get like really psychedelic at times too, and I feel like that's something that you can really tap into artwork wise, especially if you're drawing some off the wall kind of things.
Yeah. So usually the first set they do more of the traditional songs and stuff, and then the second set, third set they start to get more and more ethereal. And it's
Yeah.
it's great because it's not pro drawing. I'm a huge metalhead, but if I turn on something, too harsh, it kind of pulls me out of it. So it has to be something that's a little smoother. Grateful Dead, Allman Brothers,
Ooh.
Rush. I go to Rush a lot.
Oh, Rush, man. Rush, I was never really into them, but one movie got me super into Rush, and it was I Love You, Man. I Love You, Man is perhaps my favorite comedy movie of all time. Like,
That's a fucking great movie.
it is one of like my favorite. It is on my Mount Rushmore of comedy movies. I don't know what it is. Just Paul Rudd, Jason Segel, something about them. Like, that is just
It's
like
a beautiful friendship. It's
peanut butter fluff right
delightful.
there, man. It is so perfect. And I'm slapping the bass, man. And
Slapping the bass.
What are you, Irish? Like, I just like to hold my bass up here. When I slap my bass, I want to hold it up here. And Rush, like that movie got me into Rush. And I went on a complete Rush binge from that movie. And from then on, like they're just one I just throw on, man. If you're just on a long car ride, you're just trying to like lose your mind a little bit, dude, it's Rush.
In a good way.
Yeah. If you're just like, man, I'm trying to just get this ride over or just zone out and vibe, it's Rush for me.
I do like Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I see the comment in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And man, that's good. I didn't like James didn't mean to cut you off, but dude, like Rush, that they do it for me, and that movie is damn near perfect. It is perfect.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, dude, it is basically about a guy who's Paul Rudd. He's engaged and he has no friends. He has nobody to call up.
He
and
has
be like,
only
hey,
like girlfriends, and he needs to find a best man.
He needs to find a best man, and he doesn't have that best man. And so he goes out to try to meet friends and stuff. And so he ends up meeting Jason Segel, who is weird. He's very weird. He's very tapped.
Eccentric.
Yeah, he's just super goofy. And so they become like friends, and it's this whole journey. And there's just so many good one-liners, so many good just random moments in that movie. It is
good.
It is.
Is it like an 80s movie?
No, dude.
It's
It
like
came out like 2010 or something. Yeah, like it
10
was.
years ago. Yeah,
It was.
It was probably longer than 5.
10,
Yeah,
15.
I think it was
it's
like
probably
2010.
longer ago than we realized.
Yeah, one of the things like I always quote is I'll see you then or I'll see you another time. And for whatever reason, we're like later, Jobin. Just yeah.
This is the last one. This is the last album I was listening to.
See, I'll shout out my mom real quick because I know they're big music fans.
2009. That movie is 15 years old.
I was going off. That is a gorgeous album artwork.
God.
How did I get so old?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this is
you throw on vinyls?
What happened?
Yeah, I collect vinyl.
Oh yeah, my wife is
Nice.
a big vinyl collector, especially lately. So that's what we do. We have a record player that we throw in our comic book room, and we'll just jam out to music once in a while.
So this
And
is a special edition of Tool's. I think it's.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
oh yeah, that's a good ass album right there. Christian, what are you jamming out to while you're getting into these weird punching Nazi zones?
So I must write in total, and Lauren's gonna laugh. I think you have kids too, Matt. He's gonna laugh when you hear this.
I do.
I need to write in total silence, so I have never written. No,
I understand.
I gotta wait till all these SOBs are asleep. I need to write in total silence. I can't because I love music.
So you're a serial killer. All right, we got it.
No, Kristen, I know exactly what you're saying. If I'm writing
in my basement, what?
If I'm writing an article or doing research for the podcast, any of that, I don't have music on. But if I'm making dinner, if I'm doing literally anything else, I have the music blasting through the house.
I love music. I function entirely with it, Lauren, 100%. But when I'm creating, I need silence.
Yes. Now, if I'm drawing or painting, though, the music can be on because I can get lost in that.
Yes, I can see that. So for writing, I can't. But my one of my best friends in the universe died. He died in June of last year, and Mike Flanagan, who was in Book 4, Containment Breach Volume 4. He's got a great story called Antiphrasis he wrote, and I found myself having a really hard time functioning in general. I'd go outside and sit on my porch with a glass of whiskey and a cigar, and I started listening to different stuff, and all of a sudden, the story came into my head, and I can't tell you the title yet. We are going to drop an exclusive on you in a couple of minutes, but I can't tell you this one yet because I'm still crafting this. But Sumac, I don't know if you know them, absolutely amazing doom metal band, incredible. The Sword, and those two together, I started listening to them, and this story that had been in the back of my head came forward, and this became the soundtrack to it. And so, Lauren, what I would do in this case as a music lover is I'd sit out there and I would just let the music wash over me while I was contemplating plot points, but not too deeply, of just letting it happen. And then the next day I would write, and the Sword and Sumac fueled. And Kevlar Tech is another band. They're a Swedish death metal band. It means chokehold. They fueled what was happening here. And then I have different music for different, like I'm listening to a lot of R&B for another comic that we're doing. But I don't listen.
All right.
I don't listen while I'm writing, but while I'm contemplating, I need to free my brain. I live in, I'm sure you've all dealt with anxiety and stuff like that, right?
Oh, every day of my life, man. Every day of my
I
life.
need to step outside. Don't ever take health advice from me. I have whiskey and a cigar, and I just let my brain go wherever the hell it wants to go. And very often I'll solve writing problems during that. So I'm solving, and you're right, Lauren, I need that music. I am solving shit with the music on. But when it comes time to get my fingers on the keyboard, I need to be immersed in the script, just in the words, because dialogue matters a lot to me. And I don't like expository dialogue where every line is just explaining the plot. I want these characters to be real. So when I'm in it, I'm in it. But when I'm thinking about it, I could have Nina Simone on. I could have Tool on. And it just depends on the mood and the feel of what I'm looking for. Music means the absolute world to me.
Also, when you're writing, I would start singing if I have the music on. That just messes up my
100%.
Yeah, my flow. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Like I thought maybe if I did like Miles, I love Miles Davis, I love John Coltrane. I was like, maybe if I put on jazz, and I'm sitting there going,
that stresses me out.
Was that right?
I don't know why. I know it's supposed to be calming, but it's all over the place. It makes no sense.
No, you're right. It doesn't make any sense. So that's
I have to listen to I listen to a lot of metalcore music. So like I need noise at all time. For some reason, if it's utter silence, I can't write. I can't write anything. I don't know what it is. My brain is just always
ADD.
loud.
You got to be doing more than one thing.
I have to, yes, but except for when it's like my kids trying to talk to me and I'm trying to focus.
Oh
my
God, that's different. That's a world.
Please,
is it possible to actually listen to children talk? Because I haven't found it yet.
You know, I think they speak at like a high noise frequency where you tune 95% of what they say out, but then like there's that 5% that comes through that you're like, oh, I needed to actually hear that. And so it's like keywords. Like there's keywords that your brain has trained yourself to hear.
Yes. Fight. What? Who did you fight? Yeah. No, I'm like, Christian, you love your son. He's talking about Fortnite. You give a shit. I hear 3 words.
All right. I can't talk because I play Fortnite. So I'll be honest, I play Fortnite.
No, but my 6-year-old doesn't stop talking. Like when we go to like this morning when we dropped him off at school, like as soon as he got out of the car, I looked at the 11-year-old before dropping her off at the other school, and I'm like, oh, thank God he's out of the car. And she's like, he didn't stop. I mean, everyone says like, oh, girls are nonstop talking. My boy talks twice as much as either of my girls did.
My daughter will sit there and she'll just be like, I'm sorry I talk so much, Dad. And I'm like,
oh, see, Logan doesn't apologize. And then Logan will quiz me. Did you hear what I said? What do you think? Did you hear
my older boy figured out that I don't listen. Now he asks me all kinds of questions. I take a test after every conversation.
Pop quiz.
Then I'll be like, do you think that was a good idea?
Time. Hey, by the way, I don't know who said it, but someone asked about the band Who.
That's my mom.
Oh, really?
That's my mom right there. Yeah.
Oh, all I see is Facebook user.
Facebook's stupid. I don't know why.
Yeah, but Who is amazing.
Yeah, that's my mom right there. She's like we said, my dad, he's covered like the Doors. Jim Morrison is like his idol. My dad's a bass player. He grew up playing in a metal band. They're big music folks, and so like they're all about music down to a T.
There's a
Oh, we got
Native American black metal band. I can't remember the name of it now, but they're amazing.
a Native American black metal band. I love finding stuff like Swedish black metal bands or things like that because they're so off the wall. But then again, like they're the nicest human beings on planet Earth.
Yeah,
when you actually hear them talk.
100%.
Yeah,
Give me a second. I'll tell you the name of that band.
I've been getting into some black metal too. I watched a documentary, When the Light Takes Us or something.
Before the Light Takes Us.
Before the Light Takes Us, it interviews the kid that killed the other kid, the infamous Mayhem murder. And it was crazy. They were interviewing this kid. He's in jail. I think Norway has a maximum sentence of 21 years or something. Like you can't be put to life in prison.
Wow.
So he's still in prison, and he's a really intelligent young man. I wouldn't say he's a kid anymore, but I was taking notes on all his influences and so forth, and been trying to listen to some of that music. There was this one called Burzum, which is a very old black metal. They were kind of one of the founders of black metal. Real interesting, and to hear them talk about it, and then the second wave. There's like two waves of black metal, Mayhem and so forth, were sort of intentionally vague in their sounds, and they intentionally sought out bad equipment and small amps and so forth to get that sort of scratchy sound. It was kind of really interesting, like a purist sort of metal thing before the second wave came out. It was a really interesting documentary.
I'm all about documentaries. So.
Black Braid.
Black Braid.
This Native American black metal band, really good.
Huh.
Black Braid.
I'll have to check them out because I'm all about finding out new music. And as we kind of come to the top of the hour here, there's one more book that we haven't really talked about, or story, I should say. What can you tell us about Narcello?
Nobody has ever heard us talk about Narcello's in the Valley before.
Ooh, is this the exclusive? They're bringing it up at the right time.
No, your perfect timing. We have not discussed this anywhere. No one except me, James, Mark, and my wife know about this. And it is a new short that we're doing that may be the inaugural piece of our new anthology series, online anthology series entitled Folklore for the Uninsured.
Oh,
greatest title ever. And I told James came up, we were spitballing, saying all kinds of crazy stuff. And there's a pause, and James goes, Folklore for the Uninsured. And Mark and I stopped and went, well, we're done. That's the name of this book. Done. And it's Narcello's in the Valley is a story of a ravaged Earth and an alien species hunting humans for food.
Oh.
The decrepitated, to use a Beavis and Butthead word, remnants of humanity.
Interesting.
Yeah. And James has been working on it. My Christmas present, James got me a couple of cool Christmas presents, but one of them was the roughs. I didn't even know he was working on it because I just throw scripts out there. I just write shit and throw it out there.
Just whatever sticks. And he's like, all right, we'll take this today.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. And James showed up and he's like, so was this what you're thinking? I'm like, no, this is better.
Not at all. However, I think you're onto something. You stick with this. I'm going to change gears real quick.
Oh, dude, you know how many times I've gone back and tweaked the script for what he's written? When he's drawn something. I'm like, no, that is better. Hold on, let me change that character.
Well, that has to be nice though, working with the same person for multiple stories. Has that gotten easier and better, knowing, like, being able to kind of read each other's minds and work off of each other more so?
It's gotten harder and worse, and I've been talking to a divorce lawyer. No,
yeah, I keep going to Comic-Cons. Me too.
You'll have to bring Elmo.
Well, apparently you're getting rid of Lauren, so fuck. Man.
Me and Carrie are gonna go start an I Hate Matt club.
I'm just racking them up.
James and I immediately connected on some crazy ass Jungian base level and it's never waned. It's only grown. And yeah, I give him a script, and I know he's going to tell me what he thinks. He's going to give me ideas. I'm going to work off of them. We're going to agree. We're going to disagree. There's growth that's going to come out of both of those things. Both of those things are going to engender some change in the story, and it's going to be magnificent. And I trust James. I teach. I teach. I'm going to let you picture this for a minute before I qualify. I teach ballet dancers. So I just want you to imagine. If you could see this belly, you'd be even more shocked, right?
You
Right?
can stand up and pirouette for us.
Yeah.
Can we see this in live? Like, how, you like teach them how to dance?
Let's see a pot of beret.
Absolutely not. I teach them writing and literature because that's what I teach. But I teach for St. Mary's College of California, which I shouldn't say when I'm drinking an 18.6 beer, but we'll get on that. We'll get past that.
This is his beer superpower. He can ballet dance when
That's
drinks.
right. I look fucking
It's
sexy.
the ability to dance.
I teach that the fact is after 23, 24, 25 years old, their career is pretty much over because their bodies are destroyed. And they've been dancing since they were 5. They got GEDs. They don't have any other careers that they can go into. So St.
Right.
Mary's College of California, which is an amazing place, created the LEAP program with amazing people in charge of it. And they give these dancers a chance while they're working to get a degree in something that they can then take to the next phase of their life. And I absolutely have no idea why I brought this up. What were we talking about?
You just wanted to let us all know that you teach ballet dancers.
I
and
think
that
that's
your
really
secret
cool, though.
ability is ballet dancing.
There was a definite connection to working with James, and it's gone now because this is 18.6.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
So
But that's,
when
I mean,
Oh, I got it.
okay.
Sorry, Lauren. I
No, you're good. You're good. I'm an easy jump
I'm
scare.
so scared.
My dancers tell me about their partners, right? This would have been so smooth if I had fucking remembered what I was talking about.
This is
And
better.
these dancers,
This is more.
they get lifted up, right? They got to get lifted up and spun in the air. And there needs to be, in fact, several of them have told me that there have been issues in their personal relationships because their relationship with their partner on the dance floor is so intense and mind melding as a marriage, as a relationship, because I have to trust you completely that when I leap in the fucking air, you're going to catch me and hold me. And I went to see Flogging Molly last week, and we're watching these kids crowd surf, and this poor motherfucker got dropped. The crowd
I've
just
seen that
lost
so many
interest.
times. Yeah.
The crowd just lost. This motherfucker hit the ground, right? Well, imagine
That's in
leaping.
some movie, just bonk.
Yeah, oh no, it was amazing to watch. He just disappeared.
Because it wasn't you.
It wasn't me. You got to leap in the air, and there's only one. There's not a crowd. There's only one person, right? And I feel like that with James, where I can put a script together that I'm not sure of at all, and my own anxiety and my own doubts are, and I'm going to throw it up in the air, and James is going to look at it and step aside and let me hit the ground because it's a shitty script. No.
There's something really beautiful to this. You know, I can picture Christian just leaping into the air and James being like,
No, I'm really enjoying
what are you
this,
doing?
this
You've had a couple
comparison.
too. And so James just casually steps to the side and down goes.
Yeah, he's like, no, that was a terrible fucking idea, man. Get off the floor. But I trust James.
doesn't
All
sound
kidding
like-
aside, I trust James to say that was a terrible fucking idea. Get off the floor. But he never says that to me
Yeah.
like that. We work together. There's an absolute trust in this dance.
Mhm.
Anthrax is my favorite metal band.
So many people dropped.
Oh,
So
I
what's
love
my mom
Anthrax.
doing at an Anthrax show? None of us know.
Is that your mom? I need to hang with your mom.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently she's a lot cooler than you are.
Yeah,
It's true.
I got
so that's what it is. There's a magic to having a partner that gets you and wants to do it. He wants to make this shit work.
And elevate you
And,
literally and
and hold me
metaphorically.
in the air and twirl me, James.
That's beautiful. That's right. Lauren does hold me in the air and twirls me in ballet too, metaphorically,
I'm a
as
lot stronger than I look.
I am the world's okayest podcast host, whereas Lauren does all the heavy lifting, and that's me. I'm the heavy lifting.
It's true. I'm super strong.
It's true. It is true. But I mean, that's a beautiful relationship. I mean, that's when you find that person in life and you just happen to make comic books or whatever it is, it's important to do. And you guys just make it work so seamlessly
You need
through
a
your
yin to your yang.
yeah, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing that you should always hold on to. And the things that you guys create, whether it's comic books, it's the art, it's the writing, it
It's a
shows,
ballet
man.
show.
It shows. It's a beautiful it's
I
just as
love
hard as
ballet.
ballet. I mean, personally,
I've
I think it's just as hard because I can't draw for shit. All right. And like so what James does, just the artwork that he does and the things that he does and the things that he comes up with, man, like
to be able to create things in your head. That's what I like. You show me something, okay, I can mimic that. I see what you're doing, I can draw that. But to like know how a person or thing's gonna move and then add to it and create a background and create a scene and create emotion on these characters' faces is like
it's
crazy
amazing.
talent and hard work combined.
That's my art.
Look, that's
Hey,
beautiful.
that's pretty cool art. I like
That's
it.
my art. If not for James, I'd just be floundering out here in the universe.
It's beautiful.
Your art is the words. It's all art.
Sometimes to write a comic, I have to draw it out. And James is the
Mm.
person that understands the horror that I've put on paper.
It's yeah, it's a beautiful relationship that you guys have, and that's why I like getting to talk to you guys, man. That's why I like getting to listen to all the good stuff that you guys have going on. So when can we expect this to when's all this rolling out? Since we got the exclusive, when's this happening?
So we're still working on it. It's not going to be the same thing that we've been putting out, or the books that we've been putting out. We want to do a looser format. We want to go for more of a sort of, well, we'll probably lose all the younger audience, but like a 90s zine sort of thing.
It's okay. The younger
the
audience,
90s
no,
is
we've
popular.
attracted the older audience. That's my dad.
Yeah, my mom just commented too.
Yeah, her mom, like all the young kids, they've left. They're doing
the
things.
90s is cool. Like my daughter like wears some of my clothes from the 90s and they call them retro. So
It's
I
true.
mean,
I did see a kid ripped straight out of like a 90s Disney Channel movie. He had like the parted long hair. He had the flannel with like the wife beater, the chain necklace. He had like the Jinko jeans going on. I was like, oh my God, are we cool again?
Lord, bring grunge back.
I've waited so long.
Shirts.
I saw Bush in concert a few months ago, and like so many people had flannels around their waist, myself included, and I was so excited. Like,
Are we cool again?
No, the 90s are cool, not us.
You're right.
I come into fashion about once every 25 years or so. It was
yeah, exactly.
We went down to see Christian's old friend when we went down to Baltimore Comic-Con, and he's got a 16-year-old daughter, and she was thoroughly impressed with my old school Adidas shoes. She's like, how do you have those? Everyone's trying to get those now. I was like, well, I've been wearing these for like 25 years.
Well, I bought them the day they dropped in like 1994. So
right.
All right. This little girl, I've known since she was born, and when she was about 5 years old, I was the coolest person she'd ever met. Right? Mm-hmm. I show up with James. She's like, wow, you got old to me. And she's like, James, tell me more about your shoes. And I was like, well, shit, I'm gone.
I was a hero at one point, and like I got kids. Like I'm the coolest thing ever to my kids. I know it's coming. My 8-year-old the other day threw like a teenage tantrum. I'm like, I'm on borrowed time, man. Like it's happening. But you know what? Shout out right here. Patrick, you're the best, man, because we try to be. We are gonna be cool.
Well, he's younger and he thinks we're cool.
Patrick thinks we're cool. Oh
he's closer to my daughter's age than me.
We were actually talking about like trying to do a Virginia Beach meetup, and Patrick is one of those like ride or die homies who would come out and do that. So if anybody's interested in like a Virginia Beach meetup,
need a beer in person with Patrick one day. 100%.
I know, I can't wait, Patrick. I know you're out there. Like you're cool, man. Like I missed the last Virginia Beach meetup because I was in the other end of the country. Well, your boy is here now. We're gonna make this happen probably in like June, because there is actually going to be a Richmond meetup. we're gonna kind of crash our friend's honeymoon. She's coming down
Surprise.
here. So like she's coming to Richmond. I live
That's
30
the
minutes from
worst thing you could possibly crash.
Well, so here's the deal.
We're not gonna crash the bedroom.
Here's the deal.
I don't even know that I'm gonna be there. Like, we're not gonna
Guys,
crash it.
you guys
Here's the deal.
do it now because we're
I-
here.
So
I mean,
our
how
friend
much time do they
Stacy,
need for that, really?
like, shout out to our friend Stacy, who is going on her honeymoon June Father's Day weekend, and they're coming to
Inviting
Richmond.
everyone to Stacy's honeymoon.
So
I'm
they're
sorry,
coming
can you give me that date again? I gotta.
Father's Day weekend. Stacy and her husband are coming down to Richmond. I live 30 minutes from Richmond. I'm like, bet I will see you at some point.
Bet. Oh my
And
God,
so-
you hear him bet? Your kids say
and so
bet. My kids
I
say
heard
bet.
that.
I am like, here we are. The wheels are turning. I've actually messaged Josh, Lauren's husband, and I was like, hey, you know, I love you, right? What if you guys
did. Yeah,
came,
my husband showed me the text.
what if you guys came up here in June? And by the way, you remember I love you. Like we shared
'Cause it's
many
Father's Day
moments
weekend.
together. We shared many moments together, Josh,
Does
you and
Lauren-
I.
Do I
And
know
so
about their moments?
we
I
did.
don't ask. I turn a
we-
blind eye.
We ate First Watch together, and that was the first time I've
You just don't
watched
care
into
anymore, right?
Josh's eyes. And so, but we're casually like June 14th is the weekend. We're gonna get together and do we're gonna make this happen somehow. Patrick is down. I'm gonna convince Lauren somehow to get down here. Whoever wants to come
Down
in
here.
June,
Up there.
up
That's
here.
up
You're right,
there.
up here. Up, down, we're all around. We're gonna have a little Richmond meetup because there's this place called Scott's Edition, and it's like 10 breweries, and it's a little part of Richmond. Everywhere in Richmond, there's a lot of good beer, a lot of good food, and and then the beach is right there, man. We'll get drunk and go on the beach. I don't know. Like, I don't know,
My
man.
mom said no cap. Isn't that other like kid?
That means no
lingo?
lie.
That means
yes.
no lie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Brielle was actually explaining that to me yesterday. My
Your
husband and I were
mom
making
said
fun of
no
her.
cap.
My mom did. I think she was making fun of Matt.
She was. Listen, guys.
Well played,
guys.
Mom.
All right,
I
so
wonder
here's
if
how
Brielle
hip
thought
I
of
am.
that.
One of my students walks into the classroom and I asked him something. He's like, "Yo, no
Oh,
cap."
she's a teacher.
And I
That's
nodded.
probably
And I'm like, "Yeah." And I go to the computer and I'm like, "Urban Dictionary, no cap." And I'm like, "Oh, no cap, huh?" What?
Right. So now
I
you've
had
entered
no
the portion
idea.
of Cantina Hour where I sit here and I'm going to explain some things. So if you're standing on business, that means the same thing as no cap. Like you're back, you're standing your ground. so to
Why?
speak.
Where did that come from?
No cap is no lie.
You got business to handle, so I'm gonna stand on my business.
Like no capital? I don't
No
understand.
cap means no lie.
But
Cap is
why?
a lie.
Like bet. Brielle said it means like you betcha.
Bet, like, yeah, all right, cool. I
Okay,
got
so
you.
where
Like,
did
yeah.
no cap come from?
No
Guys,
cap.
where did English language? Where did
No
words
cap
come
means
from?
you
They
didn't
just
go to
kind of
Canada College.
appear. Words
It means
just
you didn't
appear.
go to college.
Listen,
I think you
if you're
said no
still
cap.
here, this is your chance to like, subscribe, share, follow as we get ready to wrap up our Cantina Hour.
We all
Yeah.
have
He's
Riz.
getting warmed up.
we all have Riz. Yes, we are risen away here. Maybe there might be some post Cantina Hour hang. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, see, Bet's like, hell yeah, man. Patrick's got it. Patrick knows.
Well, because Patrick's in his 20s.
I'm mentally in my 20s. My body, when I stand up and go for a run, my knees remind me that I'm very much not in my 20s. But I'm in my 20s any other time.
I'm in my teens mentally and in my 90s physically.
Dude, I'm never gonna be older than 25 in my mind. Like in my brain, I will never be older than 25.
I still
But-
feel 25 till someone says bet, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I am 40.
Well, I was teaching Lauren. Lauren was like, what did you say? You said a couple things yesterday. I was like, see, like you're getting it. You texted me something last night, and I was like,
What's that? Yeah.
I got the messages right here. We're gonna scroll back. a
Well, then
little
your
bit here.
your peep that fit that you wrote.
Yeah,
in that-
so
or
I
that you
said
in
peep the
video.
fit. Like
What?
peep my fit. You peep my fit, dude. Like look at what I'm wearing.
He made a video. It's on our TikTok and our Instagram. My cousin just opened up an Etsy shop and she makes fantastic, gorgeous bags with Star Wars print, Doctor Who, Supernatural, Marvel, all these things. And she just got it going. Matt ordered a fanny pack from her and did an amazing video to promote her. And he's modeling it. And at the end, he says, peep my fit. And I was at lunch yesterday
I was
with
in
three
a
of my
nice
friends,
Star Wars hoodie. I had the fanny pack.
Yeah.
Like peep my
including
fit,
Tabby. And I was like,
Peep
look at
my-
this amazing video that Matt made for Tabby's business. How sweet is this? And then we kept laughing at the peep my fit. I'm like, did you hear him say peep my fit? And Erica lost it. So that's like a new saying now for us is peep my fit.
No. For the record, peep my fit. It's not just you two. I'm bringing that to class tomorrow.
Yeah, and so like
Yeah,
the other thing,
that's
like
just going to be
Maybe
even
that's
funnier.
slogan.
Lauren messaged me last night. She said you love to see it, and I was like, "See, I say you love to see it all the time. See, Lauren's catching on."
My husband's even said things. He's like, "Did you just say that?" She goes, "You got that from Matt," and I was like, "Did I?"
Like, see,
Peep
like
my fit.
you peep, like you
Peep my
walk in
fit.
there, like, "Hey, peep the fit," and
I'm
it's
opening class with that tomorrow.
You got to turn around, do a little like cross leg, and turn around, kind of like Usher when you do
I mean,
it.
like
if I'm
I
looking
wish
around-
I
Oh, there
had
you
the
go.
I wish I had the clip of the video. I'm sure I can find it on our Instagram. And it was just, man, like you just turn around, you peep the fit, man. Like
We
Yeah,
peeped
but
the
it's
fit.
funnier if there's no fit to peep when you say that.
I was in gym
Oh.
shorts and a Star Wars hoodie because it matched my Star Wars fanny pack. That Tabby, which Bunny Tail Designs is her Etsy. You should all absolutely 1000% go and support her business because Tabby is such an amazing human being.
Are fanny packs cool now?
Oh yeah.
Fanny packs. Oh,
But
fanny packs are back
you have
in,
to
dude.
wear
They're back
them
in? Were they ever
diagonal.
in?
Well,
Yeah,
They're
they were in
so-
the 90s.
I
Really
remember a
though?
time when you would get your ass beat for wearing a fanny pack.
no, they're
was
Yeah. That was like the late 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Who was
back
the time
in.
that you wouldn't get your ass beat for wearing a fanny pack? There was
They
a
are
moment
back
in history
in.
where it was okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna figure out how I can pull this video over while we continue debating this. I got this. I got this.
And I'm going to drop the bunny tail link in the stuff.
Let's see if I can
Your
make this
dad-
happen.
Matt, your dad looks like Scott Ian. Is that-
Yes. I can find
She makes more than
picture.
fanny pack.
she does. So
You don't
Tabby
think
makes some
that.
really cool things.
I need a belly
Um,
pack. Can she do that?
She
My
can
mom
make
is
anything.
saying-
I don't know.
You capping means you told a lie.
Yeah, your
So
mom
proud
was
of you,
on top of this shit. She had it.
Christian needs a top of belly pack.
Yeah, I need something to ride on.
You haven't
top of
seen
my
all
belly.
the
That's
all the
exactly
people
right.
wear them diagonally, like the Lululemon fanny packs. They wear them.
Yeah, I
I'm
wear
sure-
mine diagonally too. So like what if I'm
Yeah.
at Busch Gardens, right? Like for example, if I'm at like Disney Busch Gardens or I'm like just I'm out, you know, and
It's great
I'm,
when you're traveling because you
All right,
just keep
all
your
right.
phone and everything right there.
I'm 46 and fat. How can I make myself look worse? That's what I'm looking for.
all right.
What-
So
No, I've seen way bigger dudes than you actually wearing the fanny packs.
all right, give me
And
2
like this,
seconds. I'm
not
about
around the
to
Christian,
my
show me your,
parents. I'm throwing my
European man
parents
bag.
here in a second.
James, what?
Show me your European man bag.
Oh, you got a great European man.
Here's
Oh,
my parents. My parents right here. So
parents?
there's my
Oh, yeah,
dad.
look at
and
that.
here's my
younger than
mom.
me.
There's my parents right there.
Why are your parents
No.
younger than me?
They're in their 50s.
No, they're not.
Yeah, see, there's my mom and my dad. Like
Oh my
they're
God.
badasses,
No, I'm
man.
older than them. They
Like
look
my
amazing.
parents, they're badasses, dude.
They
Like,
are
that's-
badasses.
They get down.
He
My
just
dad.
left.
Did I leave?
No, no.
Oh,
Like your parents are younger than me, and he left.
oh,
Your parents are younger than me.
fuck.
I'm gonna go full George Costanza on you. Why is
All right,
everyone
how
younger
do
than me?
I?
I was like, why did that sound like a character I know? It was George Costanza. Worlds colliding.
Jerry,
Um,
Jerry, this isn't right. They shouldn't be younger than me.
Lauren, how do I save this? I'm trying to put the video. I can embed this video. I just don't know how to do it. I have the.
Is that a satchel?
I have
I
the
don't. I
video.
wouldn't have a clue how to do it.
How do I
I've
save
never
this?
told this story on anywhere like public. You want me to tell the story?
Did you roofie all your friends and then everybody forgot what happened in Vegas?
All right, so you know the story already. My nonno in Italy was shocked I didn't have a bag to carry my stuff around in. And he was sure this was the manliest thing he could possibly get me. It's this beautiful leather man purse, which I now keep all my pipe and tobacco needs in. Yeah, that's what everything is in here. But yeah, so he told me that a real man carries this is Europe. A real man carries this around. And he insisted on buying this for me. And 23-year-old me was horrified. And I use it now all the time.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like, why have we not had pockets for decades, and men have not been allowed to carry around bags for decades? It makes no sense.
I don't know why women don't have pockets.
We're getting them.
I heard that. Good for you.
Thank you. Shout out to Ashley Eckstein, the voice of Ahsoka, who started her own company, her universe.
He did.
Her dresses, the last few I've gotten have had pockets. So
Here, pockets.
Can you, Lauren, go onto our TikTok and save that video and email it to us real quick? Because I guarantee you I can put it up. If you can do that, I know we're running late. Where Cantina hour has turned into Cantina 2 hours. So if you're still with us, hey, thanks for hanging out. Like I said, this is very much a just chill. There's no rhyme or reason to what we do on Cantina hour. It's just, hey, we're here hanging out. If you want to hang out, come hang out. This is where we are, and it's
Dude,
you can support the show.
Is the right spot for us because we like to fuck
Well,
around.
we get to talk about comics. We get to talk about what my parents look like. We get to learn new language.
And honestly, I only came on to find out what your parents look like.
You did. Before the show, you're like, I need to know.
There's only one thing on this planet I need to know.
But it's just a place where we can vibe. And shout out to all of our Patreons real quick. If you go to patreon.com/hopsgeeknews, that's where you can support the show for as low as $1 a month. You could support the geeks. And imagine Sarah McLachlan's playing in the background.
And you gotta have Sally Fields doing the voiceover.
And if you are a
Patreon of the angels.
Exactly, like you're playing that. All of that goes to what we're doing. So Cantina hour. You get
that's been
ad-free episodes. Man,
definitely kick it in there.
It
is. My gosh. I just sent you an empty email. Don't open that one.
You get all sorts of things. So if you decide to, support the show, this is what you get, man. You get koozies, you get Cantina hour that goes on for Cantina 3 hours. Sometimes you get all sorts of cool stuff, and that is what happens. And we just want you to be a part of it. So if you love what we're doing, that's where you can go. You can go and support the show that way. It goes to our Comic Cons, it goes to stickers, merch, all sorts of crazy stuff. And like I said, Cantina hour is new, man. We had some great friends coming through tonight. Lauren's gonna get us that video, I promise you. Because
can I give a shout out?
Oh, fine. If Lauren can just clip Peep the Fit and send it, can you clip Peep the Fit?
That I can do, yeah.
Lauren's gonna clip Peep the Fit. You guys are gonna see the fit. I promise you, it's gonna be awesome. Tim is in the chat. Tim always gets a Stanley
Tim
cameo.
is in the chat.
Every episode we do, Tim has never come on live. This is only like our third or fourth Cantina hour, actually. So this is all a brand new thing, and the reception's been pretty good, man. I gotta say, like, people are really digging the live stuff. I don't know if they are after tonight. Maybe after tonight, they're like, these guys are fucking weird. But you know what? I don't care. Because I'm having fun. And that's the point of this. We used to do this on Hops News all the time. If you were with us since our 2020 days, we used to go live. And then we used to do like a live happy hour afterwards. And I got nowhere. I just have work tomorrow.
That was when nobody had to go into an office the next day.
Yeah, like nobody had to go into work the next day. It was all very chill vibes. And that's what we're trying to bring back to Cantina Hour. So our main episodes are going to be on our podcast feeds. However, Cantina Hour is just whatever comes our way. And what do you got?
I emailed the clip.
No, I was saying Christian had something.
Can I give a quick hump?
It is hump day.
Bigfoot, it is hump day.
But yeah, Peep the Fit.
Bigfoot knows karate. Allen and Dan Price. Bigfoot knows karate.
Here it comes.
Look it up. Just jump into Google. Bigfoot knows karate. Casey Allen has edited stories. He edited stories in volume 4 and volume 3 of Containment Breach. He is the editor-in-chief for the comicjam.com, where you can find pretty much a weekly comic from me. And he's one of the most amazing human beings on the planet. And I just reread Bigfoot Knows Karate issue 2. And issue 3, Hennigan, is coming out soon. I cannot recommend this enough. I'm a huge fan. Check out the comicjam.com. Check out Bigfoot Knows Karate, because these are people doing the independent comic thing, man. And that's what we're all doing. We're all putting our art out there. It's a whole new world. It's the Wild West with the internet.
Yes.
And we're putting our shit out there. And you got to support people that are doing a good job with that. And, I want to support anybody that's putting this shit out there. But when you're putting good shit out there,
Mm-hmm.
when you're really creating something amazing and fun, I just reread issue 2 of Bigfoot Knows Karate, and I was out of my mind for it. It's amazing. So definitely check that out. Go to fugitivepoems.com. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4 are available for sale, both digital and hard copy. And we'll send you one that is covered in water like Lauren's is. We'll make sure that it looks
I
just
had to do that when I got it, so that's
Yeah,
really
no, we're
fortunate
gonna
that people
waterlog
don't have
it
to
for
do
you.
that.
Lauren, I feel bad that Lauren had to do the work. We're gonna waterlog it for you. No,
We can do water or beer or wine.
water or all three.
Or all
Ooh,
three,
red
yeah.
wine might add a fun touch to the
That's
black and white
true.
Right.
A nice hint to it.
By looking at it with
Fugitivepoems.com.
rose-colored glasses.
Bigfoot Knows Karate. You got to look it up. Casey Allen also did Voodoo Child, great comic. And I was so excited to wear this for today. Tell me, how great a t-shirt is this? Look at that guy.
That is a pretty fun
amazing,
shirt.
It's
right?
amazing.
It made not just when I'm pirouetting, but I interrupted Lauren. I never want to interrupt Lauren. I apologize.
I don't think you did. Oh no, I just was telling Matt I sent the video. But we were talking about music earlier, and now Tim is in the chat. So if anybody is in the Tampa area, you can actually catch Tim live. He plays guitar and he sings at Surf Shack in Tampa, Florida on March 29th at 6 p.m. So he's also often at Wild Rover Brewing, which I have not been to yet, but I need to go there. He performs quite often there.
Ah, all right. What's his name?
Tim, our good friend
Howe.
Tim.
Tim
Yes,
Howe. We don't
He's
know,
been on
but
the
he does.
show a couple times. He's in our intro, and he ends up coming up. So he's become our Stanley cameo when we're talking. So when we mention him, we say, "Here's your Stanley cameo."
Fugitive Poems says go see Tim Howe.
You could. I am trying to convert this because it doesn't want to do it.
I mean, it's on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, but now I'm
on a mission.
determined.
Lauren, if you could only read one comic right now, what would it be?
My favorite comic ever is Invincible.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
That was like an immediate answer.
Yeah, I've never because my comic book guy recommended that one years ago before the Amazon show, and he's like, you just got to get through the first issue. It's amazing. And once I got through the first trade back, I couldn't put it down. I read all 3 compendiums super fast.
Wow.
And I have the phone book ones. It's just, for one, Robert Kirkman likes happy endings, and I like that. And 2, it was surprises, and they weren't cliche surprises. The relationships weren't toxic cliche bullshit. It was just so good, but it was still out there and fun and unique.
Invincible. There it is. James, if you can only read one comic right now, what would it be?
I don't read comic books. Those are for losers.
Was it nerd?
You'd read heavy metal.
It's not meant to be. I can't get it.
You'd read heavy metal, right?
Heavy metal, the magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that.
James got me The Art of Adina by Mobius.
Okay.
I have not been able to put that motherfucker down, man.
I haven't
on another level.
Well, all right. I would personally read Flashpoint would be mine. Flashpoint
nice.
Paradox is my all-time favorite comic. It's my comfort. It's my comfort thing.
Yeah, well, that's a good one.
But since I couldn't get the video, we'll go ahead. We'll wrap up here. Everybody, I know this has been just an off the wall, out of your mind.
And I think that's what you're going to expect from Cantina Hour.
That's Cantina. This is
Cantina. Apologizing for our existence.
No, I'm just saying this is Cantina Hour. There's been a lot of people popping in the chat. There's been a lot of people just.
This is a podcast for scum and villainy.
It is. This is what happens. You go to the brewery, you go to the bar, and you go to the cantina, and you just chat with friends, man, and you vibe and you have a good night. And that's the purpose of Cantina Hour. If you want to be on Cantina Hour or you have an idea for Cantina Hour, hopsgeeknews@gmail.com. Pop in there. That's the easiest way. I always want to direct people to our email because I'm not the best with checking my messages.
Because we can star the emails and get
And we
back
can also
to them.
exactly like we star the emails, and
do
that's
that
just
in
come to our
Instagram
emails,
or-
man. Like it just pop in there. You can't do it on Instagram. Twitter things get kind of like mixed up in there. My personal Facebook messages, I never check. I'm terrible about it. So pop in there, man. Let us know if you want to come on. Let us know if you have an idea. We might be back next week. Like I said, we're not setting a set schedule every week. We will always advertise at least a few days in advance to give you time to get here. But Christian, James, I want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Everybody, go to fugitivepoems.com. That is where you are going to find all of their good stuff, all of their books, Containment Breach. Man, it's there. Like, please check out their stuff. It's really great work. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/hopsgeeknews. That is how you can support the show. It goes to things such as Cantina Hour. It goes to ad-free episodes. You get stickers, you get comic book bundle, you get all sorts of cool shit. Join our Discord as well. If you don't know the Discord, go to our link tree. That is where you'll find our Discord link. We're always in there talking about, man, video games, movies, the latest TV shows, what we're reading. We have a book club. We have a fitness club on our Discord, but even like we have everything, man.
Fitness club. We have
do.
a section called Geek Fitness. where
Get me on the
somebody works-
fitness club. I can be the guy that like you hold up as an example. Like, don't be this guy.
Yeah.
I can do that.
It was like we drop in, we kind of keep each other. We have a cooking, like people talk about what they're cooking, banana bread, for example, or pasta. Like, hey, that's you can pop in there. Like all that stuff's in our link tree. And then of course, Lauren and I pump out comic book reviews each and every week. And by that, you can go Tuesday and Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, nerdinitiative.com. That is where you are going to find us. We just dropped an episode today, for example, on our podcast feeds where we talked, we got a chance to talk with Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips about the Enfield Gang Massacre. We are going to be tomorrow night recording an episode with the Schlub crew. So Ryan Stegman, Kenny Porter, Tyrell Cannon, they're going to come through. We're going to talk to Schlub. And then, man, turn a page this past week. Last night, we talked with Josh Trujillo. Next Friday, I'm going to be at AwesomeCon. I'm going to be doing an MCU panel with Tony from the Nerd Initiative. The weekend after that, I got 2 panels at Gaff. Dude, we're doing everything.
X-Men, that we're interviewing the people from the X-Men cartoon next week.
Yes. Next Thursday, for example, is we're going to be chatting with the Lewalds, who wrote the X-Men the animated series from the 90s, man. We're throwing it back. We're doing it. We're doing the thing. In the easiest way to do that, hold that bad boy. Get in the frame. Let's see what we're about right here.
I figured
The
out
Riddler
one
Year 1.
that
Yes.
I've been reading.
Paul Dano, man, he played the
this
Riddler, of course. That
series
is such a good comic.
It's a very innovative format. The issue before this is like complete insanity. Takes you down the path of the Riddler's brain. I'd really recommend this series.
It's so good. Everybody, we got more, right? Look at that. You guys, one brain.
Yeah, I think those. I sent them over to Christian to read them.
Perfect.
I sent Matt an Old Man Logan comic, and he never read it.
All right, Lauren's off the pod. Anyways,
You're already getting rid of her. We want Lauren. You're getting rid of her. We want Lauren.
Yeah, you know what? You're not getting rid of me. I'm leaving, and I'm going to Fugitive Poems.
You're welcome. You're in, and you're hired.
Woo.
Everybody, stay on the lookout.
Welcome to
Lots of
Florida.
great things. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight, man. Apparently Lauren has joined the Fugitive Poems crew, so find them. And we'll see you guys, lots of good things. Hops Geek News. Find us every podcasting, every social media platform. Subscribe, like, all that good jazz. We'll see you next week, guys. Cheers.
Happy 16th, Lauren.